Welcome back to the White Time channel. Today, Sade, Love Deluxe. Wheel.
Hey, now the center of the wheel is appropriate.
That's true. Oh,
You thought.
I almost did it. Okay. I think we're gonna do the newest one I added. Sade, Love Deluxe.
Oh,
Well, back in our R&B soul lane. Haven't been here in a while. I think the Velvet
Yeah.
Rope was the last one we did, and that was
I think so.
quite a few months ago. But this is one album that I keep forgetting exists. I remembered it again because it was on the Apple whatever top 100 list. I'm like,
Yes.
oh yeah, we should do that. So I put it on my wheel and immediately picked it. I feel like we've been doing a lot of singer-songwriter stuff. I want something lush. I want something smooth, and I want something soulful. So that's what we're doing for today. I think we're both very excited for this.
Yes. I've been getting back in my soul bag a little bit on my own time, listening to a lot of Bill Withers.
I guess our,
There's probably not a whole lot of overlap
No,
between, but I'm in that lane and I'm excited for Sade.
yeah, I did like minor digging before the video. So she is Nigerian, but lived in the UK for a majority of her life. And then this is her and her kind of band that she assembled. So
Okay.
should be pretty fantastic. I don't think I have anything else. So I think we can just jump right in with New Ordinary Love.
You took my love.
No Ordinary Love.
That was very, very, very good. Yeah, coming out of the gates with a 7.5 minute track, very bold, but I think it paid off. That is a really, really solid R&B tune. I think it's kind of unique because I don't know if this is the earliest kind of R&B record we've done. I know Brandy came out in like 2000,
It
Velvet
might be.
Rope came out late
Yeah.
90s. It's interesting because it's like right at the turn of the decade. So you still have a lot of that like 80s instrumentation
Hmm.
with like the spacey drums and the synths. But then, like in the refrain, you got like those really noisy electric guitars coming through that would dominate the sound of the 90s. So it's really kind of an interesting kind of transition spot. But I think it works really well together, and it has a really nice groove, really smooth. It's exactly what I'm looking for when it comes to R&B. So big win from me.
Yes, sir. I'm throwing a masterpiece out right away. This is crazy.
That's fair.
Yeah, the blending of everything, like I think Voodoo by D'Angelo is one of my favorite records of all time. This kind of has the same vibe. It's a little bit less psychedelic and more stripped back, and I really enjoy it because of when you do songs this minimal, you really have to have control of the pacing of the track. And like every time that chorus hit, it just got better and better and better. I love how loud and prominent that bass line is, but it doesn't crowd the mix at all. It's still very spacey. It lets her have room. I love how restrained her voice is. She has like a really great power in there, but as she's kind of hiding it a little bit, she gets the outro, she goes a little bit into a higher register. Everything kind of like goes more spacey, and it just gets, once the groove sets in, it is just like addictive in this track. But yeah, it's still it's interesting because you can exactly tell that this is UK in the 90s because it has this kind of like floaty kind of Cocktail Twins slow
Yeah.
dive kind of, we're grungy, we're hazy, we're a little bit ethereal, but it's a completely different genre and it just works really well. Yeah, that song is fantastic.
Yes, sir.
All right, Feel No Pain, track 2.
Mama been laid off, Papa been laid off, my brother's been laid off for more than 2 years now. Help them to smile, don't let them stay home and listen to the blues. Papa been laid off, Mama been laid off, Billy can't get a job. If you don't make them dance, don't let them stay home and listen to the blues. There's nothing sacred within hatred. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. We have to face it. Help them to strive. Help them to move on. Help them to have some future. Help them to live long. Help them to live life. Help them to smile. Don't let them stay home and listen to the blues. Have you ever seen a man break down? Do you know how that feels? To walk the street with your head held high. Have to face it, and take it, and feel no pain. Oh, do you ever see a man break down.
Feel no pain?
That one was also very, very good. I don't know if it's as good as the first one for me, but I love the hand drum Afro beats and that chunky bass.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, that's a great backbone for the rest of the song. Creates a great atmosphere, and it's just so smooth. And I love that. So really, there's nothing to complain about. It's just I love the really drawn out, really overarching structure of that first song. And while the song is 5 minutes long, I don't think it went to as many places, but it's still very, very good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, this is so good. It's like very easy listening, but there's a lot of detail and layers in these instrumentals, everything, just like the way they're carrying forward these songs where like on a surface, if you're not listening like too deeply, it feels like it's the same thing for 5 minutes, but it's like there's these little things that they're doing to kind of carry the song along. Her vocals again are fantastic. I love how simple and
Mhm.
the lyrics are here, having like a blues and funk undertone to a lot of this, which is really, really, really nice. Got some weird like sitar at the end, like hand
Yeah.
drums. Like these are just such colorful instrumentals, and it's like these kind of instrumentals that you can just kind of like sit in all day. Like you don't want to look at the track list, you don't want to look at the track length, just like let it play and just you're good. But yeah, that one's really great as well.
Yeah.
All right, I Couldn't Love You More, track 3.
I couldn't love you more if time was running out. Oh, right now, baby, take me by the hand, come on, be my darling, be the one. I wouldn't wanna lay or ever love with another on your side, my love. I'm on your side. Oh, right now, baby. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Couldn't love you more, boy. Couldn't love you more. If everyone in the world was sad, you'd give me the treasure of your side.
I Couldn't Love You More.
I think that one was okay. That one's most definitely my least favorite so far. Not that I hated it. I just think it's like, okay, it is an R&B song. Just the bass, super plain, just one note 3 times in a row, break 2 times in a row, and then just do that over and over and over again. And then you got the drum machine. It's just like everything that I loved about those first 2 songs is just kind of missing, or just it's an R&B song, and there's nothing inherently bad about it, but I'm not going to sing the praises of this song really either. So it was okay
Well,
for
I
me.
am. I like that one better than the second track, actually. I don't know. I feel like when we've done all of the R&B records, the ballads were my least favorite by far in every single record. So why do I like this song so much? I don't know. I love the simplicity of it. I love the bass line. I think the drum machine added a really cool texture to it. The saxophone was my absolute favorite part.
Well, of course.
I think mixing a saxophone so it's light on the ears. I'm used to like more jazz and like kind of weirdo experimental jazz now, where the saxophone can be really harsh and like give me ear fatigue. Getting a saxophone that smooth in there to just match with this song perfectly is just so nice. I think this is one of her best vocal performances as well. I think the mix really let her just like shine. That minimalism just really helped that message come through super clear. So yeah, I love that one.
Fair enough.
Like a Tattoo, track 4. Din at a din.
No, I know.
Spanish guitar.
As soon as
It's
that,
over.
yeah, it's like, all right.
Years, he said, I couldn't look into the sun. She saw him laying at the end of my gun, hungry for life and thirsty for the distant river. I remember his hands and the way the mountains looked. The light shot diamonds from his eyes, like the scar of age written all over my face. The war is still raging inside of me. I still feel the chill as I reveal my shame to you. I wear it like a tattoo. I wear it like a tattoo. I wear it like a tattoo.
Like a tattoo.
That song needed to be 6 minutes long. Man, I feel like we were just getting started and then it started fading out. I'm like, wait, what's happening?
No.
Yeah, that one it was really good, but man, I really wanted more there. Which I guess is maybe a sign of a good song that it leaves you wanting more. But also, I want more. So I don't know. I liked it, obviously, but I don't know. Pretty good.
Yeah, that was really great. This must have been a single or something. I think this one and the first track were the most popular by quite a large margin.
Yeah.
But yeah, really fantastic. I love the Spanish guitar. I love the entire like ambiance that was created with all that. It's weird because it's kind of structured like a folk song. There's no choruses or anything. It's just very story driven. But I think it works really well. You have these like beautiful piano flourishes. The way that they use the electric keyboard coming in is just, it fills it out so great. I feel like the levity of like just the lyrics and everything, like the instrumental just supports it so well. And the song being about like someone she met at a bar who is like confessing to like having done a war crime and is like just regretting so deeply. I think it's a really cool story to talk about. And yeah, you really feel the emotion in the song. I think they set it up beautifully. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Kiss of Life, track 5.
Wii Sports song.
So we Sports Resort.
There must have been an angel by my side. Something heavenly led me to you. He led me to you. He led me to you. He built a bridge to your heart all the way. How many times could feel my heartbeat when I lay eyes on you? You wrap me up
Kiss of Life.
That one's probably my favorite one so far. I know I joked that it sounds like a Wii Sports song. It did in the beginning. It didn't by the end. But I don't mean that as an insult at all because it's so bright and lush in the beginning. I was immediately in.
Mm-hmm.
And then you know it's an absolute winner when there's not one, but two sax solos. It's like, oh man, it's probably my favorite instrument, primarily made out of metal. So you know it's a winner. And man, this is like what I love about R&B. The lush instrumentation, smooth grooves, sax. It's a winner. So big win from me.
Yeah, masterpiece. The song is just unfair. Like two bridges, two saxophone solos. That outro is gorgeous.
Yes.
This should be the absolute standard, I think, for R&B. Like everything worked in such a great way. It's one of those songs where it's like you know what you're wanting, but you can't like put it into like words, and then all of a sudden it happens and you're like, oh my god, this is exactly what the song needed at this time. The
Yeah.
way they're flowing and building these tracks, everything just fits so perfectly. Just the flourishes of instrumentation, you get little peaks inside. The sax solos are so beautifully mixed. They're gorgeous, they're incredibly smooth. I played the sax for about 4 years, and like the way to get smoothness out of that is not easy, and the way they're just like perfectly like pushing it in, it's not too sharp or anything. It's just so good in this. Yeah, that song is incredible. Cherish the Day, track 6.
You're ruling the way that I move, and I breathe your air. You only can rescue me. This is my prayer. Cherish the day. I won't go astray. I won't be afraid. You won't catch me running. Oh, cherish the day. I won't go astray. I won't be afraid. Won't run away. Cherish the day. I won't go astray. I won't be afraid. Won't run away. Won't shy. Cherish the day. I won't go astray. I cherish the day. I cherish the day. I cherish the day.
Cherish the Day.
That one was very, very good as well. I don't think it's quite up to the last one, but I did enjoy it. And I think by all accounts, that kind of surprised me because I think I should hate it because it's pretty much the same thing over and over again. But I actually really, really liked it. Had a really great vibe to it. And even though like it was just like the same drum beat over and over and then some synth droning going in the background, I loved it. It was a great ride. It was just kind of something that I can just chill out and pop kratom to or something. and just trip out and have a good time. So that's what I'll do to this song. So
Absolutely. As soon as the camera's off.
of course, well,
um,
I wouldn't incriminate myself
of course.
live.
Yeah. We can talk about it though. That was great. I love the minimalism. I love the subtle like repetition of it. The groove is just fantastic. Again, I love how forward the bass is on this record, but it's not overpowering. Everything just sounds so nice on the ears. Her choruses are fantastic. Like I'm like getting all of them stuck in my head. I think there's always a good sign of a good like R&B and soul record, depending on how many people sample it in hip hop. I think the last song was sampled by Doom and a whole bunch of other people. This one has
Mm.
like Nipsey Hussle and Joe Budden and Suicide Boys and all of
Oh,
these different groups that are sampling this track. And I think just the instrumentals are so strong and colorful and amazing that like you can do tons of stuff with them. But
yeah.
yeah, I enjoyed this one quite a bit. All right, Pearls, track 7.
There is a woman in Somalia scraping for pearls on the roadside. There's a force stronger than nature, keeps her will alive. There's a stone in my heart. She lives a life she didn't choose. It hurts like brand new shoes. Hurts like brand new shoes. Each grain carefully wrapped up, pearls for her little girl. She cries to the heaven above. Hurts like brand new shoes.
Pearls.
That one was very, very good. That one's like the most heavy hitting one, I suppose, lyrically so far. Which does the good choice, I guess, of just stripping everything back. No percussion, no bass, just this very beautifully arranged string section and just Sade singing. So it's like I don't know what more could you ask. Plus the lyrics are heartbreaking and really pack a good message. I think I don't know. That might be one of the like most well done songs on the album to me. But very, very good.
Agreed. I don't know if it's one I'd replay as much, but like I
Well, yeah.
respect how good the instrumentation and everything and the performance and everything on the song is just brilliant. I love how I think a lot of times you get a string section and people don't know how to use it and they build it too high, they make it too prominent. It's kind of the cliche crescendo. I love how it kind of just hangs in this perfect little mid range to just bring the emotion without taking over the track. I think just the way that she's like allowing these instrumentals to build and like embolden her voice more is just really great. Again, love the message here of someone living in Africa or any periphery country, basically. And how they basically are scrounging for scraps. And a lot of it is related to commodity production. We look at like Congo and the cobalt mines or the diamond mines in southern Africa and
Mhm.
the horrible things that are being done to people just so we can buy pretty things here. it's heartbreaking. I think her performance of it is just absolutely gorgeous. Just the blues and everything she can get out of her voice is just really fantastic. So yeah, I love that this is a love album, and where it's love extending from personal relationships to those less fortunate. It's just all encompassing, and it's just fantastic. So very
Yeah.
good. Alrighty.
Beautiful stuff.
Bulletproof Soul, track 8.
I wouldn't wanna see you fall, rock climb for you, give you a reason for it all. You kept on thinking you were the only one. Too busy thinking love is a gun. I know the end before the story's been told. It's not that complicated, but you're gonna need a bulletproof soul. Love is a gun. I know the end before the story's been told. You a trigger happy baby. Want me, let me free. It's not that complicated, but you're gonna need a bulletproof soul. Hit me like a slow bullet. Hit me like a slow bullet.
Bulletproof Soul.
That was very, very good. Is this like the only, well, I don't want to say like the only love song, but this feels like the most straightforward love song where it's like, this is, if I were to like just think of R&B love ballad, it's something that sounds exactly like this. Doesn't mean it's bad. It means it's actually pretty G-dang good, because everything just works. This is like the template for a perfect R&B ballad, I think, because I feel like some can be kind of boring. I think we've run into that a couple
Yeah.
times before, where it's like, oh, it's just so basic. This isn't like that. This is how to do it right, I think. Whereas they're switching it up. You got the saxophone constantly going. I mean, I can't sing that, but praise for that enough. I'm also shocked that I love like a understated sax. I would think like, man, you got to have that in the forefront. Like that's the heart and soul of your song is the saxophone. But I think having it in the background is actually really working for me in a way that I didn't see coming. So yeah, that one was very, very good.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely more subtle than the rest of the tracks here, but I think that's fine after like the roller coaster we've been on a lot of these tracks. Yeah, saxophone being like held back, I think is the saxophone should be used more. I think it's really underrated, and I think it's not used like to the best of its ability in a lot of cases.
Correct.
But yeah, the song is fantastic. Lyrically is really great. I love the "I came in like a lamb, but I intend to leave like a lion" line, like ending the song with that after the relationship is done. It's great line.
Yeah.
Yeah, Again, vocally, she is just so good at just keeping you involved. Like, it's smooth, it's strong, but you can also just like dive into the lyricism here. Yeah, this one will take a few more listens to like really, really click because of how subtle it is.
Yeah.
But it is really fantastic. Alrighty, we got one more. Mermaid, track 9. Mermaid.
Oh, well, I was not expecting an ambient, a banger at the end of this album, but I think it fits perfectly because, oh man, this is like a perfect encapsulation of like all of the instruments and sounds that have been used throughout the record. And man, is it just used so beautifully. That is like the smoothest outro I think I've ever heard in my whole life. And I'm here for it. That was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I think that's one of the best like come downs of a record outro wise. It's just like letting you off as smooth as possible. But the saxophone swells and just the way they're layering and building this atmosphere. It's like underwater, but it's not too cliche in the underwater area. Everything is just so incredibly smooth and well placed. I'm like, I could do a whole record of that. It's it feels so retro nowadays too, like just the way that everything sounds in that, but it's like it still sounds so smooth and it's a timeless thing. So that's one of the best outros like I've heard in a long time. But yeah,
Yeah,
phenomenal.
big win. But I guess for the album as a whole, now that we finished it, um, very, very good. I don't know where this ranks in our 90s, 2000s female R&B tier list or whatever, but it's high. It's if it's not 2, it's 1 because man, I really, really loved that. Even though there's only 9 tracks, like the diversity they got here is phenomenal. Even though it's mostly an album about love, it feels like they're tackling different topics on every single song, and they're tackling different like soundscapes and even genres at points. It's really great. Um, so yeah, this is definitely going to be in my rotation for a hot minute, and I'm excited to dig more into it. Very good.
Yeah, fantastic. I like D'Angelo is my gold standard. I feel like this reaches pretty close, if not same playing field as that. Just incredible instrumentation, lyricism, vocals, everything just seems so composed and well put together. It is so different than the other R&B records we've listened to, so it's very hard to compare them to those.
True.
But just the smoothness of it, just this is one record where you could just put on and just like fade away for the next 45 minutes. It's just bliss throughout the entire thing. There's no bumps in the road at all. It is just easy listening, but deeply layered, and yeah, it's phenomenal. So very, very good. Let us know if there's more Sade we should check out, because this was a treat.
Yeah, I would definitely be down for that. But until then, we have a wheel to spin for
Let's
next
go.
time. Wheel time.
Oh wow. Okay, we haven't had one of those in a while.
No, not one off my list. All right, semi-yikes.
What you got?
Oh boy.
Oh geez.
Yeah, this is a tough one. Do I do it? Do I pull the ripcord? I think I do.
Do it.
I'm going to do an album that I am conflicted on, whether I love it or don't like it. And I would love to get some opinions from you. We are going to be doing Labi Siffre's Crying, Laughing, Loving, Lying.
Let's go.
A treat. To be sure.
All right. Join us next time for that.
That.
That. I'm not going to pronounce it.
How dare you?
Yeah. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Next weekend is very busy for us, so we're going to take a week off. So enjoy yourselves. We'll be back, though.
Enjoy yourselves. We aren't going to be here.
We're not going to be here.
We're through ruining the internet for 1 week. You can
Yes.
have a week off.
Go listen to some other React channel. I won't be mad.
I will.
I have commitment issues. Don't leave me.
Yeah, I have an abandonment complex. I'd really rather you guys not watch anyone
just stay.
else. Yeah,
We have a
That's
podcast,
it.
though. So we'll have that
we do have a podcast.
next week. I
That's
suppose.
true. That'll be coming out.
Yeah.
So that'll fill the void.
Mm-hmm.
What are we going to be talking about next week?
Monkeys.
Yeah, that's going to be the case for a while.
Boy.
But yeah, do that. Recommend other albums.
Mhm.
We might add them to our lists.
Mhm.
Recommend Sade or Sade adjacent,
Adjacent.
because I'm sure that we would be down for that too.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. It won't be on the fan wheel. The fan wheel is a distant memory right now. We might revive it eventually, but it is very bloated and very intimidating. But we are putting recommendations on our personal wheels. You should see that in our lists. But
yes,
yeah, put them down there. I'll definitely put another Sade one in here. Just
absolutely.
know.
I feel like most of the times y'all recommend stuff that's like, oh yeah, I do want to listen to that.
Mhm.
So then we add it to our list.
Exactly.
So it's good reminders.
yes. That's it. Namaste.
Shalom.
Bye.